Was there anything new? Was there, and we're gonna get to 8 more episodes before this is done, but was there anything new? Was there anything that surprised you out of this? The little things were
Krause
my
clearly was
favorite.
not happy.
Yeah, was there
Surprise?
anything new?
I didn't really know. I knew vaguely about this golf thing, but I have to admit that
You
golf
didn't know?
thing was suppressed, for a long, long, long time. I mean, and then to hear them both candidly talk about it. And by the way, Danny's now being flushed out completely to talk about it. You'll be reading all about it. And today is the 20th of April, and the morning paper of the 21st. You'll be reading about it.
It was so great.
Well, the thing is that
I didn't
this
know
was
much
like
about that. I'll be honest.
surprised. I don't know. At the time, it wasn't said, obviously, but years later, I mean, it was in books and stuff. And
I missed it.
I don't know how Bob Ryan could have. I thought you were with them.
No, I was around. Look, I covered the game. I covered the time. I was covering the team. But certainly, we never knew about it at the time. And I know I became aware about it in time, but not. So I didn't learn about it last night. But it did take quite a while for this to tumble out. That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't a revelation last night. No revelations. No, things that irritated me, yes, like I said, Reinsdorf's cavalier attitude, dismissal of the idea that he should have gone in and revisited that contract, and his cavalier attitude to this day is so corporate, isn't it? Isn't it so CEO-ish? Isn't it so everything that those, that liberals and Bernie Sanders of the world despise about? And I'm saying, and I'm not one of them necessarily, but that's exactly what they despise. That kind of cavalier attitude about the proletariat, if you will, that bothers me. That bothered me. And of course, the whole Krause thing, obviously, totally troubles me in a way, because I feel proprietary toward the memory of Jerry Krause.
I read Himmel's back in the Globe about how that came together. And if you go into the details, that's going to change some people's mind. Apparently a Herald writer and a Chicago writer kind of took Jordan and Ainge together. This wasn't Ainge and Jordan calling each other up and saying, let's go golf between games 1 and game 2. But for people who look at the older generation and they're complaining that it's so buddy now and players are training and AAU together and everything else, this is ammunition, because between game 1 and game 2 of a playoff game, 2 players on the opposite teams were out golfing and Jordan's got a short putter. It blew up on Twitter like crazy.
Oh,
Bob
sure
would tell you.
And it is. And Bobby, you're so right. It's so antithetical to the concept that we preach all the time. Go to baseball for a second, okay? All right. The Red Sox and the Yankees in the 70s, they truly did hate each other. Fisk and Munson hated each other. Everybody hated Greg Nettle. No, this is our concept that they're selling. You'll hear this from people in basketball, baseball, hockey, football, everything. We hated those other guys in those days. And this is totally in contradiction of that. You're absolutely right. This is going to have legs. This is going to have people re-examining and talking about hypocrisy and this and that. And then this. Oh, yeah. And I'm surprised, too, because I would have, in the abstract, said to you, oh, no, in those days, people would never do a thing like that.
But with Chamberlain and Russell.
Another example. Russell and Chamberlain famously had dinner. They claimed they did, before for a while, and then they had then they did have a falling out after the finals in '69
because of a speech, right?
And Russell said, "I never would have come out of the game," and Wilt, didn't like it, and they had a patch up later. But anyway, no, you're right, Bobby. That's a very valid point.